County observance of Homelessness Memorial Day. My name is Bruce Davidson. I'm the director of the Lutheran Office of Governmental Ministry in New Jersey, part of the Mercer Alliance, and also the New Jersey Advocacy Network to End Homelessness. I want to begin by reading to you a proclamation which comes from Governor John S. Corzine. Whereas adequate housing is essential for healthy families and communities, and whereas every person deserves the dignity of safe, decent, accessible, and affordable housing, whereas the current economic crisis has had a very negative impact on scores of families who, due to unemployment and fiscal insolvency, can no longer afford their current housing, and whereas children in particular can have long-term emotional difficulties associated with the instability and uncertainty of homelessness, and whereas in 2008 the state of New Jersey initiated an interagency council on preventing and reducing homelessness comprised of 10 state agencies, relevant offices, key stakeholders, and advocates to study data and make recommendations for preventing and reducing homelessness, ending chronic homelessness, and improving services to individuals and families who lose their housing. And whereas remembering that winter poses extreme hardships for people without permanent housing, various local organizations will hold memorial services for those who died in 2009 because of conditions associated with homelessness. Whereas these services recognize what has become a national day of remembrance called Homeless Persons Memorial Day on December 21st, 2009, spearheaded in New Jersey by the New Jersey Advocacy Network to End Homelessness and the National Coalition for the Homeless. And whereas in this season of generosity and sharing, residents of New Jersey are encouraged to commit themselves to promoting compassion and concern for all, especially for individuals made vulnerable through lack of accessible or affordable housing options. Now I, therefore, John S. Corzine, Governor of the State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim December 21st, 2009 as Homeless Persons Memorial Day. We thank Governor Corzine for recognizing this day, for helping us to remember the scores of people throughout the state of New Jersey who have lost their lives due to a lack of care, due to a lack of housing, due to weather conditions and exposure to the elements. We mark this day with sadness for the lives that have been lost. But we celebrate the fact that those that we remember today have been remembered. They've not been forgotten. Those who have known them and served them and cared for them. Those whose lives have been touched by those who are homeless. Remember them today by name. Remember that they were good and contributing members of society. That they looked at times not for a handout, but for a hand up. That at times there were those who reached out in compassion and charity. We celebrate those things as we remember these friends whom we have lost. We also mark this as a day of challenge. A day when we're called to draw upon our inner resources of love for neighbor. Inner resources of justice that call us to see that no one in this country is left without a safe, decent place to live. We're called to challenge ourselves to work hard so that at some point in the future there will be no more Memorial Days to remember those who have died on our streets because of exposure to the elements, but instead can celebrate the day when homelessness is ended, and together as a community, no one's needs are overlooked. First reader and speaker is Richard Lee.